Three Republican colonels plot their coup. It's almost always the colonels who lead the coups. Why? Because they're usually young, hungry and oh so close to holding the reins of power, if only those pesky generals weren't in the way. The U.S. isn't big on military putsches, but in the past month the Republican Party has witnessed a political equivalent, as three Republican colonels, first-term senators with little establishment authority but lots of ambition, made their moves for the White House. Ted Cruz, Paul and Marco Rubio may be junior players in congressional chambers, but Republican politics, and U.S. electioneering in general, have changed in the past 8 years, and all three sniffed the opportunity to strike for the top prize. "I have heard some suggest that I should step aside and wait my turn," Mr. Rubio said in his announcement speech. "But I cannot, because I believe our very identity as an exceptional nation is at stake, and I can make the difference as president." It's a bold statement by a man who just 5 years ago was a little-known Florida state legislator. Mr. Paul of Kentucky also was first elected in 2010, while Mr. Cruz won in 2012. All three were considered afterthoughts when they launched their Senate bids. They had support from the grassroots Tea Party wing of the Republican Party, but the Republican establishment was squarely behind other, more tested politicians in the primaries. Mr. Rubio took aim at the Senate when he stood at 3% in the polls, and his opponent was the incumbent Florida governor. Mr. Paul faced a candidate handpicked by the Republican leader in the U.S. Senate, Kentucky's Mitch McConnell. Mr. Cruz had perhaps the most daunting task, as his primary field included the sitting Texas lieutenant governor, arguably the most powerful political figure in the state and, with a personal wealth of more than £200 133 also one of the richest. Both Mr. Cruz and Mr. Paul